Hello everyone and welcome to Serendipity in Quarantine. So today we are going to start new NCERT, that is Democratics Politics Part 2, which is from 10th standard. So we'll be seeing the first chapter which is called Power Sharing. So in previous class we saw that there are different kinds of institution and different kinds of government at various level in our country. So to maintain stability in the government, we required power sharing. So first we'll be seeing an example which is given in this book. So let us see only one example, other one you can read on your own. So in case of Sri Lanka, it is an island country which is just few kilometers off the southern coast of Tamil Nadu. So what happened in Sri Lanka, it has diverse population. So majority population is of Sinhala speakers, which is of 74%, and then remains the minority population which is of Tamil speaking population, which is only 18%. And in Tamil speaking population also there are two types, that are natives of Sri Lanka, which are known as Sri Lankan Tamils, and there are Indian Tamils who moved in colonial period to Sri Lanka. And other communities are very less. Most of the population is Buddhist, which is Sinhala speaking, and then in case Tamil there are Hindus and Muslims, and only 7% of Christians. So these created very diverse structure. But what happened in Sri Lanka, the majority and community, which is Sinhala community, enjoyed the power. So it ruled over all countries. So this created issue of majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. So what do you think what happened and why majoritarianism was bad for Sri Lanka? So as we know, after our independence, Sri Lanka got independent in 1948. So the elected government adopted series of majoritarian measures to establish Sinhala supremacy. So what they made Sinhala language as the only official language, thus disregarding the Tamils. Also in case of various issues like government jobs or applications in university, they provided special favors for Sinhala community. So this created feeling of discrimination among the people, minority people. They also felt that their rights were denied to them. They did not have equal opportunity as compared to Sinhala, and this created feeling of alienation among the Sri Lankan Tamils. So these led to violent civil wars among the minorities and majorities. So here we can see the geographical structure, and yes, so here the most of the majority and country is made up of Sinhala community, and all the Sri Lankan Tamils live on the northern border of the state. So here the majority civil war happened. So why civil war was bad for the country? Because it created various setbacks, for example in social, cultural, economical life of the country. So to deal with this issue, what we required was sharing of power to create trust among each other. So we'll be saying how India performs this sharing of power. Before that, we will see why power sharing is desirable. So it is good because it helps to reduce the possibility of conflict between two social groups. As we saw in Sri Lanka what happened, so that can be prevented. It will provide stability in political order. Then also it is the very spirit of democracy, because we know that in democracy there should be equal opportunity and equal rights to everyone. So democratic rule involves sharing of power with those affected by its exercise and who have to live with its effects. So as India is a democratic country, we went for power sharing. So what are the forms of power sharing? So there are some of the bases in which we can divide the forms of power sharing. For example, in modern democracy, there can be arrangement that in many forms. So the first form, let us say, it is among different organs of the government such as legislature, executives and judiciary. So we know that these three are the important pillar of our government. So let us call it as horizontal distribution of power, because it allows different organs of government placed at same level but they exercise different powers. So these separation ensure that none of the organs can exercise unlimited power, and what happens, these powers, these institutions keep on check on others' power so that no one will be causing majority and power over each other. So this system is known as checks and balance system. So remember that it is between legislature, executive and judiciary. For example, legislature makes the law, executives implement the law made by legislature, and judiciary keep on the review that if the legislature is violating any kind of constitution, so then judiciary keeps checks on legislature, and such cycle goes on. The second type is power sharing between the government at different levels. For example, in our country we have federal government, that is there are two levels of government, central or union government, and then comes state government at local level, and then after some amendment also third level of government was made, that are local governments, that are municipalities and panchayat. So this shows that there are three levels, and in these three levels constitution clearly lays down powers of their different level. So here the division is vertical division, because though we are federal system, still union has more power as compared to state and local governments. Then the third type is power shared among different social groups. For example, religious groups, linguistic groups, regional groups, etc. So in previous class we saw that in constitution there are some legal arrangement whereby socially weaker section like scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, other backward classes, they have given representation in the legislature and administration by the means of reserved constituency. So this shows that everyone will get equal opportunity to be represented. Then second one, that is fourth one, that is there are power sharing arrangement between political parties, pressure groups and movements which control or influence those in power. So political parties have power sharing by means that there is political electoral competition every time there is election. So this ensures that no one party rules the government. Then pressure groups and these movements, they by not participating in the election, they try to control the decision taken by those in power, as they can check if any decision taken by government is violating any constitutional term or any it is discriminating against any part of the society. So by this the power is shared. So also power sharing is between different political parties that represent different ideologies and social groups. So that if, for example, if there is an alliance, then to maintain the majority in the government, everyone will share power to maintain the stability of the government. So this was the end of this chapter. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to this channel, and keep watching Serendipity in Quarantine. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.